Hey Libra, welcome to your April weekly reading. It's going to be your reading here from April 1st until the 8th. I hope you're doing well. We're just going to go ahead and get started here and jump straight in. Take a look at the energy here surrounding you for the first quarter of April. A lot of energy going on this week. There's already been a lot of energy shifts that have already happened in March. We just had a partial solar eclipse on the 29th. And then we had Neptune come into Aries on the 30th. And that solar eclipse was in the sign of Aries. And for you, Libra, that does deal with your relationships. So there's probably definitely a lot of energy going on in regards to your relationships, or you could be seeing this transpire for you, I would say, over the next months or so. Let's keep going here, though. But man, there's so many transits happening this week. Like, good positive transits. Mercury comes direct, right? Mercury comes direct on April 7th. So finally, Mercury will be out of retrograde by the end of the week. Start to gain somewhat of some clarity. So let's see here. But yeah, you're ruling planets in the mix here this week as well. Venus is going to trine Mars. Venus is going to conjunct Saturn. Venus is going to sextile Uranus. So I feel like this is definitely probably a big week here for you, Libra. Let's take a look here. You did pull the Ace of Cups in your challenge here. I feel like one thing that you're looking for right now or focusing on is peace and serenity. Ace of Cups is love and devotion here as well. But the bird, the dove on the Ace of Cups deals with peace and serenity. And I think ultimately here, that is what you are focused on at this time. And it's interesting too, because the Ace of Cups is the Holy Grail. And sometimes we look for the Holy Grail outside of ourselves, right? That happiness, that peace, that serenity. But I think what you're realizing is it comes from within. Now, I think you already know this, but maybe you're taking it more serious. You're realizing that everything is a pure manifestation of what's going on in your internal world, which is why I see you getting really serious here about your transformation here. And I think for the most part, you have been going through a deep transformation. But I'm hearing like no more excuses. You're done with excuses. You're done with holding back, or you're just done with the excuses. I think you're getting very focused, or you're at least having to get very focused here. And there's things here that you're really wanting to understand on deeper levels here, because I sense here that you're a person that has a lot of ambition, and you're really planning for the future, or you're thinking about the future. You pulled this 9th house card. It says exploration here. Yeah. And I think one thing too is that the 9th house deals with higher levels of education, wisdom. It also deals with teachers, guides, mentors. So I'm seeing a lot of that energy here surrounding you this week. Whether you're deepening your studies, you're becoming more educated, or you're just gaining more wisdom, or you're seeking out a mentor or a guide, or you are a mentor and a guide for others. And so you're trying to really take the lead here and plan for the future. Let's see here. You pulled this heart chakra card. It says forgiveness. Yeah, we're going to jump into the tarot here in a moment, but the heart chakra very much is connected to that Ace of Cups here. And I think right now what you're trying to do, or what you're going through the process of, is forgiveness. You could be forgiving yourself, forgiving other people. And yeah, I wouldn't be too hard on yourself here, Libra. I'm not just trying to, I kind of feel that you could be being a little bit too critical or too hard on yourself here. And I think right now the heart chakra is what's really being emphasized for the week, is this deeper sense of forgiveness, whether it's with yourself or other people. Because I think, the main thing is just learning from whatever it is that you're struggling with. Let's see here. You pulled this polar bear card. It says solitude, friendship, strength, resilience here. Yep. And I think right now you could be wanting more solitude. You could be wanting to be more alone. I mean, Venus retrograde, Venus is your ruling planet. Whenever Venus does go retrograde, we tend to become a little bit more withdrawn, and we're not as satisfied with certain things in our life. Venus does deal with the beauty and the aesthetics of things in our life. Also does deal with the relationships, but it also deals with pleasure and enjoyment too. So the things that you usually connect to or cooperate or involved in or part of, you could be feeling a sense of you're not as fulfilled. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I just think you're having to kind of rethink things, or you're having to think more deeper about things of how you would like to change that here. Yeah. So let's jump into your reading. You pulled the Three of Wands here for your overall energy for the week. This is a week of definitely expansion here for you. Three of Wands is a card of ambition. It is when you're ready to extend yourself further out into the world. You want to make a bigger impact on the world. You already have the plans, and for the most part, you've already set forth your plans in motion. Now it's about, okay, I want to extend this out further. I want to extend this out further and see what I'm capable of. Or, Three of Wands, it's about extending your success. It's when you want more for yourself. And I don't think it's in a selfish way. I just think with this Three of Wands here, it's Sun in Aries. We have the Sun in Aries right now. So Sun in Aries is all about being self-determined, confident, bold, being brave, facing your fears. You have more strength at this time. Neptune just came into Aries as well, which is totally changing the game in many different ways, especially on a spiritual level for all of us. But all this new energy with the solar eclipse that we just had in Aries, partial solar eclipse, there's a bunch of new beginnings here, and we're all being redirected. And Neptune coming into Aries, and then Saturn's going to be coming into Aries pretty soon. There's a bunch of new directions opening up for us, but it can still feel quite confusing and still need to figure things out because Mercury and Venus are still retrograde. Until Mercury comes direct this week on the 7th, and then I believe Venus comes direct next week after. So you have the Queen of Swords here in your current energy at this time. Right now, I think you're embodying the temperament here, really getting serious about your transformation, because you're going through changes here, and there's been changes, and so now you're in this deeper transformative process. But I think here with the Queen of Swords is you're getting a better understanding of things, or at least that's the attitude in which you're embodying. It's like you really want to comprehend things on a deeper level here, and you want to be able to know here what to do. You have the Ace of Cups here in the challenge here. I think right now what you're looking for is peace and serenity, fulfillment, emotionally, spiritually, and that could be sort of missing. This card does say solitude here, and solitude is always good for us to really refill up our cup. And I think that's something that Spirit's really wanting you to do at this time, is to make sure that you're focusing on yourself. Because if you don't have anything to give to others, if you're not fulfilled, then you can't really fulfill others. So you're having to really kind of, not forget about yourself here and devote some of your time to yourself. You have the King of Wands here as your advice. Very interesting here. I really feel at this time, Spirit is wanting you to really take the lead here in your relationships. I don't know why I'm getting that, but it does make sense that the Sun and Neptune are both in your 7th house of relationships. So in Aries. So this is a time specifically with that 9th house here to sort of be the role model that everybody needs. Like the King of Wands is someone who sets the example, who trailblazes the path here and leads. So this is your time to really step into your leadership here. Forgive yourself, even if you made mistakes here. But also too, I will say King of Wands is seeking out a mentor or a guide or a teacher, specifically if you're struggling with things like the Ace of Cups. Could be forgiveness, a lack of fulfillment, maybe spiritually struggling. Or it's like seeking out someone who can kind of bring in that fire energy. Fire is all about helping you get decisive, helping you get motivated, inspired. But you do have the King of Pentacles here in the future position. I feel by you staying calm, staying connected to what it is that you're envisioning for yourself with the Three of Wands. King of Pentacles in the future position, which is good. Becoming the master of your material realities, what the King of Pentacles is. But this is success in regards to work and business and career. So your money and your finances look like it's going to be doing well here. There's something here about business, possibly a business venture as well. Your business ventures will expand here. I feel at this time, really, I'm kind of getting something though, like something's kind of blocking you. It's around the heart chakra, whether it's connection or forgiveness or something like that. But I would forgive yourself. I don't think, don't be too hard on yourself here. You're learning, and that's what the King of Wands is. He just doesn't become a king, right? Well, sometimes that happens, but it's more so even when you're a king, you still have to learn. You're gonna make mistakes. You pulled the Page of Cups here in the outcome position here. Yeah, I see you feeling really better by the end of the week. This is a really good week, though. I mean, let me just go through the transits here. Venus will conjunct the North nodes. Saturn's also going to sextile Uranus on the same day. Mars will sextile Uranus, April 4th. Mars will trine Saturn as well, April 4th. And so talk about pivotal breakthroughs, pivotal moments here to go beyond what we've done before and shatter our limitations and restrictions and finally have the transformation that we're ultimately seeking. And then the Sun sextile Jupiter on the 6th. And then Venus retrograde trine Mars. That's going to be interesting. Creativity, the flow. Venus conjunct Saturn on the same day. Well, that's going to be like the seriousness of like, okay, what do I really want to commit myself to and create long term, right? And then Mercury comes direct on the 7th. Venus sextiles Uranus retrograde. So there's this sort of what we're trying to figure out with relationships, money, enjoyment, there is this sort of, I'm figuring it out, but at the same time, it's not fully figured out, but it's figuring itself out in some form or weird way. And then Mars will trine the North Node, which is allowing for us to, our actions to be in alignment with our destiny here. The North Node is all about spiritual evolving and growing and creating the ideal future that you want to establish for yourself. You have the Nine of Wands here in the position of something you're unaware of that you need to be aware of. Yeah, and Nine of Wands is when your faith is being tested. It's when your will's being tested. And also, too, I'm kind of getting this Queen of Swords, Nine of Wands. You're a little bit kind of guarded and maybe defensive at this time, Libra. I feel like spiritually wanting you to trust yourself at this time. Let's clarify your reading here. Clarify the Three of Wands here for Libra for the overall energy. You pulled the Five of Pentacles here. Yeah, I would say right now what you're trying to establish for yourself is more stability. You're trying to make something prosperous here. Five of Pentacles is the card of like money struggles, so there could be money struggles. But ultimately, the Five of Pentacles, Mercury and Taurus, so your intellect and your mind is really looking for Taurus things at this time, which Taurus does rule money, values, possessions, but prosperity in general, things that will support your call, support your mission, ultimately also support you and support other people. Clarify the Queen of Swords in your current energy. You have the Wheel of Fortune. This is definitely your moment. Wheel of Fortune, the time is now. I would not wait. Wheel of Fortune is saying the doors are open, right? This is just about you getting more clear about, what direction you want to go, but you're definitely moving into a totally new season here. Wheel of Fortune is always a good card in the current energy. You're definitely in a transformative change of season here, but it's good though. Wheel of Fortune is always good transitions. Clarify the Ace of Cups in your challenge. You pulled the Empress here. Yeah, the Empress is Venus. Very interesting. Your ruling planet. You rule the Empress card. Right? The Empress is all about creation, beauty, pleasure, joy. And I think right now you're trying to find the enjoyment in your life. Also, the Empress could be can deal with your well-being, could be spiritually, emotionally, Ace of Cups. And so that's also something that you could be working on here. Clarify the King of Pentacles in the future. You have the Ace of Cups here. I see you being very fulfilled though. I see that Ace of Cups, what it is that you're looking for, that sense of enjoyment, fulfillment, being satisfied, things coming together in a good way. King of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, to where you'll be satisfied here. Specifically how things turn out in regards to any type of venture here that you're doing. It could be business or work. It could even be your own personal ventures here. It's gonna aid to your stability and help support you here. So this could be an increase in money, finances, resources here. And I think you're going to feel really good about something here. Something's coming together very, very good. I think you'll be very pleased with it. Clarify the Page of Cups in the outcome position. You pulled the Five of Cups here. Yeah, and this will be the forgiveness here. Page of Cups, Five of Cups. Five of Cups can be grief. It can be sorrow, sadness, emotional troubles, emotional struggles. But Page of Cups is finding the forgiveness within inside yourself. But also you could be someone could be apologizing to you as well, or there's some type of mending here or something like that. But it really seems to me like it's you. It's like you're finding that sense of upliftment, Page of Cups, and a new form of awareness about your past struggles. And it's something here is inspiring you here to help transcend what emotionally has been the struggle. Clarify the King of Wands as your advice. You pulled the Page of Cups here. I would share, the Empress is all about creation, and it's Venus. It deals with cooperation, connection, relationships. Ace of Cups says, you got to be open to share. I feel like the universe is wanting you not to close off, not to let solitude turn into isolation. Like the King of Wands, Page of Cups is sharing from your heart, sharing what you're inspired to do, right? Giving your support, finding support, you can say here as well too. But I more so I feel like this is you, like you being you like giving the support, you giving the love, you taking the lead, you showing how to lead by example, you learning, you growing, helping others learn and grow, right? You could be a guide, mentor, teacher, right? Be confident in yourself, right? Be confident in yourself. You're charismatic. I feel like you need to rely on your charisma. Not let things get under your skin here. And there's no need to be insecure as well. Empress, Ace of Cups, you don't need to be. King of Wands is saying you're better than you think you are. Way better than you think you are. Clarify the Nine of Wands. You pulled the Ten of Cups here. Yeah, I think you're having doubts about the future. Your will's been tested. It's like you want to be happy, but there's struggles here that you are going through. And so it's like you don't want to get your hopes up, right? You don't want to have false hope. But I kind of feel that mindset could be turning into more of a pessimistic mindset. I still feel you need to be optimistic here. I'll pull you one more card, Libra. You pulled this Uranus card. It says change here. So, yep. Uranus is in the mix this week, right? Saturn sextile Uranus, Mars sextile Uranus, and then Venus sextile Uranus. So Mars, Saturn, Venus deals with, well, our personal desires, ego wants, our form of direction, initiation, what we want to create, what we want to establish long term, and how we all ultimately want to break free from rigidness. That's a lot of things that's happening here. So that is what I got for you, Libra, in your reading. I appreciate you for watching. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you definitely can. My reads are on sale. If you need guidance, direction, if you want to ask me any question, that link is down below in the description. If you like the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and I'll see you later.